Today we review Hard 8. It will be for SourceFed Movie Club. This is the 9th today we review. Hard 8 is a rated R film. It was released in 1996. It's a P.T. Anderson film. It is a crime drama. It has Philip Baker Hall, John C. Reilly, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Samuel Jackson. Those are the four main people. The movie begins with John, played by John C. Reilly. Pretty easy to remember the character name. He's outside of a diner and he's needing $6,000 for his mother's funeral. We're never actually told what happens to the mother. She's just dead and we need some money. And this is when Sid walks up. He offers $50 to John. John says, "That's not going to really help me. I need $6,000. But John says he'll take the $50 because Sydney says he'll take him to Reno to make some more money. So they do go to Reno together, John and Sydney. And while there, Sydney teaches John how to look like a high roller, and that way he can get things comped for him. So we see that John is able to do the whole gambling thing. 2 years pass, and then Sydney still has John under his wing. John is now kind of a high roller. He's more of a notable person. At this point, it's when Clementine comes in. She's played by Gwyneth Paltrow. One of the few roles, actually, where I enjoy Gwyneth Paltrow. She seemed actually pretty good at this, sometimes a little helpless, but she held it together. Clementine, played by Gwyneth Paltrow, is a cocktail waitress. She comes up to Sid. I guess Sid and her have frequented before because she calls him Captain, because he, I guess, acts like a captain and John follows him around. There's an exchange between Sid and Clementine where Sid is asking, "Do you have to be flirty with these people?" She says she doesn't have to, but she can't tell them to fuck off and leave her alone. She'd lose her tip. So she knows where the real money is, and she knows how to get the real money. And the real money is for letting them give you more than just the tip. This is where Jimmy comes in. Samuel Jackson plays Jimmy. Reminds me a bit of his Pulp Fiction character. Pulp Fiction came out 2 years before this, and I can see him kind of bringing the Pulp Fiction character to this film. He comes in, he does security for the Sand Dune Hotel. He makes the point to say he's security inside, not the parking lot, because Sid thought he might just do parking lot security. While Jackson's there, Jimmy, he says that this place is surrounded by pussy and talks a bit derogatory about women, and Sid says he doesn't want that talk coming from his table. We later on find out Sid hasn't seen his children for a while, so I think maybe he feels like Clementine deserves protection like his daughter should have, because he hasn't been in her life. That night, Sid ends up following Clementine, or says he's just out for fresh air, but Clementine comes out of a hotel. I believe it was probably the hotel across the street from the casino. Says she was visiting a friend, but as we know, Clementine knows where the real money comes from. Sydney ends up taking her home that night, and Sydney and John are still sharing a place 2 years later, but so she sleeps in John's bed, and when John comes in the morning and finds that Clementine is in her bed, he thinks that it's a sign that they're meant to be together, and so then they end up getting married that day after Sid tells them to go out to the mall to get some clothes. They end up eloping at a Vegas-style wedding, of course. However, even though they're married, it does show the saying's true, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Clementine, on the honeymoon night, finds a guy at a bar and goes to a hotel to have sex with him for $300. He ends up not paying her. Clementine and John end up holding him there for the $300 until his wife will bring it. It doesn't happen. They need to have Sid come to take care of this. So John and Clementine escape to Niagara Falls while Sid is going to take care of this. So I guess Sid got it all taken care of because it shows that he's back at his hotel watching Clementine and John's wedding tape that they got for him. We see that he has a note from, well, we don't know who it's from, but there's a note that Sid reads. The note, I guess, told Sid to go out into the parking lot, because then he goes and meets up with Jimmy, who sent the note. Jimmy knows of what happened at the hotel with the kidnapping and Clementine going to have sex. Jimmy says that's not why he's here, though. He knows another secret about Sid that could blow him and John apart. So that's why Jimmy has brought him here. He wants $10,000 to keep quiet. He ends up settling for $6,000 because that's what Sid says he has access to. By this point, we know that Sid has a temper. He kind of went off the deep end with John and Clementine in the hotel room. Sid isn't going to take lightly to being extorted by Jimmy for $6,000. So Sid goes and waits at Jimmy's house for Jimmy to come back. While Sid's waiting for Jimmy at his place, Jimmy's out at the casino. He hits a hard 8, which is 2 4s. Hitting a hard 8 is something that Sid had been trying to do, but he was not able to. So Jimmy returns home, and Sid's still there, and Sid makes sure that the secret Jimmy has is not going to reach John ever. And then at the very end, we see that Sid is back at the diner from 2 years ago, where he had located John initially. This time he's by himself, and he has little blood on his cuff. So that's Hard 8 in a nutshell, well, in a rather long nutshell. It's a very good movie. It's like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, where it's a film you're going to want to sit down and watch. You're not going to want to perhaps do dishes or even be checking your Twitter. You're going to want to watch this movie. This movie is great. It has great music. It has perfect ambiance the whole time. And the music leading up to the final confrontation between Jimmy and Sid is great. I don't think I've heard any better build-up music before, actually. So this movie is going to be a keep. I would actually watch it again. There's probably some things I've missed. I think I got a lot of it, though, and if there is something I missed, you can comment down below and tell me. But it's a keep. So this was Today We Review number 9. It was for SourceFed Movie Club. You can find the other clubbers using, for this one, hashtag SFMC hard. I'll put a link below and annotation here. So Hard 8 is definitely a keep. Feel free to like and subscribe. So you can reach me on Twitter at MadLFan, or you can use hashtag TodayWeReview. I'd like to get some suggestions for future movies to watch. Thanks for watching.